nickel and lithium markets continue to rise, with nickel up 45% from the lows seen a year ago. These are off the back of electric vehicle demand that is seeping through to battery storage capacity that surged throughout 2020 and ramped up significantly into that fourth quarter. It's also set to extend into residential, utility and those vehicle markets. Just like lithium, the nickel demand is expected to outstrip supply in the years ahead. The price of nickel is back down 18% from the highs seen last month, but that has surpassed the highs pre-COVID-19 and is still only about a third the way of the highs seen in the commodity supercycle of 2007 that ended into the GFC lows of 2009. Just this week, we saw Tesla installing utility-scale battery storage in Texas. This was a state that was hit hard by the unprecedented winter storms that included significant power outages. And that's when we looked at the uranium stocks that were booming off the back of this news. Lithium supply is always the top focus for battery producers. Tesla is becoming increasingly concerned with nickel, as just last week, the company agreed to partner with a nickel mine in New Caledonia in an effort to secure more of the resource. And not long before signing the deal, Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, tweeted, "Nickel is our biggest concern for scaling lithium-ion cell production," which goes a long way to buoying the nickel stocks while the price of nickel may be falling itself. So that's how we do see these nickel miners up significantly on the ASX, and that's what we're looking at. The top 6 miners here on Finer Market Points, where we connect the leading market themes to the best performing companies for better trading. Like the video to support the channel and subscribe for updates. For a more comprehensive list of the ASX nickel miners, click on the link in the description to see more information on the industry. The Tesla project in Texas will complement Enel America SA's battery storage deployment that's also happening in the state. This is through Tesla's subsidiary, registered as Gambit Energy Storage LLC. It's quietly building more than 100 megawatt energy storage capacity in Angleton, Texas, a town roughly 40 miles south of Houston. A battery that size could power about 20,000 homes on a hot summer day when the grid is especially strained. This installation is in response to that massive winter storm that paralysed energy infrastructure across the southern United States. It was deadly and it was long-lasting power outages in Texas that left many wondering what could be done to prevent it from happening again, because all sources of power were impacted. Oil and gas capacity was literally frozen in, along with wind and solar generation. Therefore, the answer may lie in retail and utility-scale battery storage technologies. Enel Green Power North America has begun construction of a wind plus storage hybrid resources in a project known as the Azure Sky Wind plus Storage Project. So they're pairing 350 megawatt hours of wind capacity with approximately 137 megawatt of battery storage through the Throckmorton country, Texas. As Energy Storage News reported, this will be Enel's first ever large-scale wind project combined with battery storage, and their third renewables plus storage hybrid project in total, where all 3 of those projects are being built in Texas. From a battery installation perspective, year 2020 was a significant year. Per Woods Mackenzie said that more batteries were powered up in the last 3 months of 2020 than in 2013 through to 2019 combined. Woodmac analyst Chloe Holden said, "We had, in 2020, a total of about 3,500 megawatt hours deployed this year as a whole. That's about the amount of electricity that 329 American homes consume in a year. In 2021, we expect to see that climb by almost 4 times. After that huge spike, which is predicted based on previously announced projects, Wood Mackenzie estimates more gradual growth through to 2025. This year is equally promising in 2021, as the US battery energy storage market is set to grow from 1.2 gigawatts in 2020 to nearly 7.5 gigawatts in 2025, driven primarily by those large-scale utility procurements. The Energy Information Administration, EIA, they expect the capacity of utility-scale battery storage to more than quadruple in 2021, with 4.3 gigawatt hours of battery power capacity additions slated to come online. The rapid growth of renewables, such as wind and solar, is a major driver in the expansion of battery capacity because battery storage systems are increasingly paired with these renewables. Before we jump into the smaller cap miners on the ASX that have been the best performers, we want to have a look at the larger end of this market. There's a US ETF that invests in publicly traded shares exposed to lithium, as well as the other metals that are critical for battery storage capacity, being cobalt, nickel, manganese and graphite. And this is all through publicly traded companies. Companies in the portfolio are particularly engaged in the business of mining, exploration, production, development, processing or recycling of advanced battery metals and materials. Since the launch of the theme, BATT is their ticker, it's returned 42%, which is more than tripled the S&P 500 gain of 13% over the same period. Many Australian investors will recognise the name of the largest holding, BHP, also known as the Big Australian. In Australia, we have the ETF ACDC, which has similar exposures to the industry. Now we jump over to the top 6 performers for the month on the ASX. And remember, for a more comprehensive list of these nickel leaders on the ASX, click on the link in the description. Number 6 is Gambit Energy that we've looked at recently. They're up 51% for the month. Ausmon Resources just under 54%. Pursuit Minerals PUR is their ticker, just under 58%. Mandrake Resources 60% for the month. Aston Minerals 78%. ASO is their ticker. The top one for the month is Lefroy Exploration LEX is their ticker, up 109%. These leaders' performances over the last year has been even stronger, with number 6 being Lefroy Exploration LEX 158%. We saw most of that has been in the last month. Aston Minerals ASO 197%, Mandrake Resources MAN 244%, Ausmon Resources AOA 248% over the year. Number 2, Gambit Energy ACB 259%, and then number 1 over the 12 months is Pursuit Minerals PUR is their ticker, 316%. If you found this video useful, click the like button to help support the channel, click subscribe so you get more updates,